Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Catfish Weekly. I am Chad from Fields to Water, and we got Josh the Weekend Angler as our glorious co-host and spectacular thumbnail maker.
Back from my hiatus.
Back from his hiatus. Mr. Lyle will not be joining us tonight. I'd love for everybody to keep him and his family in their prayers. He lost his brother today, so just keep him in mind and make sure you lift him up a little bit. So tonight we got Mr. Richard Cluck from Fishing and Freedom joining us. The Catfish Slayer.
How's it going, fellas?
Mondo Hondo. The General.
Close.
Riverboat
Keep
Captain.
them coming.
I don't know what all the nicknames he's gotten recently, but he's doing A-OK in our book.
Yeah, the Mississippi River Rat himself.
The Mississippi. He is claimed king of the Mississippi River Rat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that now.
Said Danny Stone's just his Joey.
That's right.
Sure.
We wouldn't even let Danny Stone do this weekend. So
You trying to start a fight.
dang, we didn't say what stays behind the scenes stays behind the scenes. I'm just saying what's said may be used against you in the court of the Catfish Weekly live stream.
I hear you.
All right. Well, we say hello to our friends and chat there, Mr. Josh.
Let's do that.
All right. You got you and me too.
Either way, I'll take care of it tonight.
All right.
Here to the top, we got Matt from Wannabe Outdoors, Pontoon Jody Catfishing, Carolina Catfish, Mr. Jello's in here, Creole Catfishing. Hello there, Jeremy. Let's see here. Brian Bugman 22. John Patrick Jr.'s in here. Let's see here. Roger from Muskrat Adventures. Mark from Catfish and Crappie. Mr. Sean Abney is in here. Let's see. Big Wrench Catfishing. Trying to get caught up here. JG Hill Studios in here with us tonight. There's Mike from Greenwell Fishing. There's Catfish Weekly member. My favorite fields, Get Hooked on D Fishing. There's Stephanie with America Gals Fish. She changed her name on us, messed me up.
I know.
And I know that girl.
There's Troy from Real and Virtual Outdoors. There's Gary Parker from Parker Pursuits. Dale Hayslip, Big Wrench Catfishing, Whisker Dreams, Nubby's Catfishing, Takedown Catfishing, Brad Becks. Let's see here. Crappie Day Fish On. Let's see. Danny Stone Outdoors. Wow, he's here on time.
I know.
Said, don't worry about it, Richard. Been cheering at you for a long time. Let's see. There's Chucky. Mike Sampson. There's Cold Creek Catfishing Billy. There's Lance the Cool Guy, Hawaiian Fisherman. There's Kelly Bullock, the Bullock Experience. Let's see if I'm getting close to the bottom here now. Moonlight Fishing. I think I might be kind of caught up. There's Fishizzle. River Cat's Tackle. And that's Catfishing. Let's see here. And that gets me to the bottom, I believe. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Say something else, I can get you called out.
All right.
Mr. Dave Garchar's in here also.
I gotta make sure I get all my thumbs up for the show tonight real quick. If you haven't done so, please do so.
Yep, I used my member, what do they call that thing, that member milestone chat.
So I was getting ready to call that out. And you've been a member for 13 months. Fishing with the Chad for 21 months. Congratulations. Longtime member, great person. Know him personally.
He's all right.
I've heard great things about him.
I haven't, but
all right, let's get to it here. All right. Seen a couple people throwing out some nicknames there in chat.
There's Rams Bait and Tackle, San Antonio, Texas, and Freddy's Outdoor Adventures.
Danny
He said
Stone, why would you call Richard Creole Shadow? I don't understand. I mean, I know you can't see chat right now, Richard, but
Yeah, thanks, bud. I actually got it on the big screen right behind you, so
you've seen that he didn't say that.
You know better now.
Oh, all right. Anyway,
good try.
but man, you've had a great couple weeks out there on the river. So
that's for sure.
You've had
this last month or so been really good times on the river for us over here.
Well, you finally got some water back in the river, so
that helped a lot. Yeah, we was kind of crippled last year. I mean, you seen us struggling pretty much all summer on the river rat show. Luckily we always pulled something out. It might be a little channel, or we might have had to rely on Jerry or Creole, but you know, it was tough going. I'm glad to see we finally got a little water back, and it shows too. You know, it's getting things back to normal. Starting to be able to actually pattern them now and get to the spots we want to be at and fish the way we want to fish. And yeah, it's helped a bunch.
Yeah. Well, let's take it back a little bit, because how long have you had your boat now that you've been going out on the Mississippi with it?
Well, I've had it for a little less than a year, but I've only had it really river worthy since late fall, early winter. You know, me and her took it out a couple times, just some little shoots and stuff, but I've only felt really comfortable getting out in the river and really fishing in the past couple months, really.
Really? Okay.
You know, I had some anchors and everything, but that spot lock's kind of what I was waiting for. I was a little nervous getting out in that big current and throwing an anchor and hearing all the horror stories and stuff. So
yeah,
we went out a few times. Me and Danny went out and fished a little tournament one time, but we would just pretty much ram the bank and just fish out of the back of the boat on the bank. But yes, Steph's an amazing wife. For Christmas, she got me that spot lock, and that's kind of opened up a lot of territory for me that I didn't have access to before.
That spot lock is a game changer, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's nice to have such a nice sponsor. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, she's definitely my best sponsor.
Yeah. But yeah, it is nice, too, to see you guys finally have some water. I mean, you're almost comparable again back to the Ohio, so when it comes to
almost
really nice to see.
Almost on par with the Ohio now.
There we go.
Yeah, but so a couple months you're starting getting used to it now, and you've had Danny Stone. You finally kicked him off the boat, and you seem to have another guy on there with you this weekend. But what was it? A couple weeks ago? How long? It was that 3 weeks ago. You broke your PB with the 40 or the
55 something.
55.
55.
Yeah, that was that weekend. Me and Danny got out there, and it was one of those magical days where everything lined up. The pressure was just right. The river was stable. They were feeding like crazy, and me and him caught 18 fish that day. It was like 360 something pounds worth of fish.
Oh wow!
In that one day, up until that point, my PB was 31 pounds. I had it for like a year. Just couldn't get over it. Couldn't. And the first fish I caught that day was 55 pounds. And then after that, we went live, did the river rat show. And, man, we just got on them and hammered them all day long. I caught another 32, a 37, bunch of teeners. Danny caught a 43. It was just an awesome day.
Cody from 3+1 says if I were to wear a good-looking shirt like that, I could catch an 88 too. But unfortunately,
that's right.
I don't have a 3+1 shirt. I didn't know it was available in my size. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of sore about that. I had my lucky hat on when I caught my 55, and me and Danny had that good day. And then during your Winter Blues tournament, I believe I had that on, and I caught that 48, and
yeah.
And then right after that, I caught a 30, and then anyway, had this on yesterday. Well, not this one just like it, but it was brand new. And on the way back to the ramp, I just happened to look back at my motor, make sure everything was good. Off she goes.
Oh, no.
Landed in the river. Oh man, I circled back and Matt had the net and we was trying to net it and it just didn't pan out. She sunk too quick. So my lucky hat with all the good juju went in the river. So this is my old crusty one that's all faded and it ain't black no more. But oh well.
So you sacrifice to the fish gods.
Yeah.
You think it's not lucky, but now it has produced that same day, right? The 88.
Yeah.
Now we have to get clear. Sure, it was the 88.
That's what we're gonna go with because I don't want to try to highball it and have people, talking crap basically. So when we first weighed it, me and Matt, I could barely pick the thing up because it was 4 foot long and it's in that big loose net. It was hard to really get a good hook on it. Anyway, we lifted it up 3 times trying to get it to lock and just couldn't get that Whisker Seeker to lock for nothing. But I noticed the handle was hitting the rod holder. It was touching. So anyway, we repositioned it and I stood up and the net weighs 4 pounds and it was bumping 93 to 91.8, something like that. So we just called it 92 minus net 88. So we're going to go with 88. I mean, if you want to call it 90, I'm okay with that. But
I think you can get away with calling that 90, and I don't think anybody's going to think you're highballing that fish. So
yeah, that thing.
It was big on Facebook where guys hold up a 15-pound fish and hey, look at this 50 I caught. You know better.
Yeah, right.
But, I would give you grief like 85 tops, but.
Well, but I didn't want to try to highball it.
For those that are just coming in, though, I do want to say out again, just to keep Mr. Lyle in your all's prayers. Him and his family, they lost a family member today, so that's why he's not with us. So just keep him in your thoughts, your prayers, and be nice like I am all the time to him. So just send him your love. There we go. So how have you gotten so good so fast, Richard, with your boat and finding these fish? Is the Mississippi River just like basically the Potomac but with bigger fish?
Something similar to that.
There's probably something.
I wouldn't say so good so fast. It's we're only a couple months into this. I got to be able to do this consistently before you say good.
Well, okay, hold on. An 88, a 48, a 55. How many other fish that day? You've gotten really good, really fast with it. I mean, you guys put time on the water, so give yourself some credit. You guys are out there and you're learning it. You're learning your boat, learning the spots. So.
Well, honestly, it's lots and lots of just absorbing knowledge, man. Just asking questions to anybody that'll, like Josh. I've asked Josh questions, Muskrat, Jeremy, Creole. It was one thing at first, like, okay, I got a good fish finder. Now how do I use the thing? And I was pestering, Roger and Creole. Hey, it's a Lowrance. It's showing this color. It's doing that. What frequency? And all them guys were awesome and willing to help me out and give me advice on that. So once I started learning how to read the fish finder better, looking for changes in the bottom anyway, that was just one step along the way. And then, okay, I got the iPilot. Okay, now what do I do with it? So I'm asking, asking Creole.
Yes, I noticed I was not on his list.
Hey, I did ask you about anchors, though, if you remember, right? You're the one turned me on to them Neverlost. You're the reason I bought them 2 Neverlost anchors.
I don't want to hear your excuses now.
Chad doesn't fish off an anchor. He doesn't use his anchor. I don't know why he keeps them in the boat.
I only have an anchor when I got a good, strong, sturdy anchor person in my boat with me.
I got to build another one. I lost one during your tournament, Chad. So had to cut it loose.
Yeah, I remember you making the video about that. That's the reason I ordered that Menards installation knife the very next day.
That thing is sharp too. I think I tell you what, I think those would make good bait knives.
I bet they would.
Cody says Richard is too humble. Right. I've talked fishing waters with him, and he definitely knows his stuff.
Yeah. Cody's another one. I've been pestering about how to fish lakes for blue cats. I found a lake around here that might have some blue cats in it, so Cody was my go-to guy because he fishes over there, in that lake all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's another one that's willing to help me out and share all the info he had. And don't let Cody fool you. By God, Cody knows his stuff too.
Oh, well.
He's a lot smarter than you think.
He's definitely smarter than he looks.
Well, there's that too.
Parker brings up a good point here. He said before long the river rats will be predominantly a boat show. Now,
oh, that's right. Hey, Jerry's coming up next too. Jerry's got something in the works for you guys.
But you guys all really started out. I mean, a lot of you started out bank fishing on the regular. And
oh yeah, yep.
I'm going to ask you. I've got my opinion on this, but I'll see what you think too. A successful bank angler is going to excel. Do you think he's going to excel whenever he gets out on a boat? Do you think having those bank angling skills are going to help him out?
I really do. I think at first, obviously, there's a little bit of a learning curve, just with your electronics and this and that, and just how to mechanically use stuff. But yeah, right. I think all the knowledge you learn from the bank is definitely going to help you in the boat. Because, man, on the bank, you're so limited. You've got to really be able to pinpoint spots. Where am I going to set up and spend all day? Because I can't just pull anchor and move 10 feet, move 20 feet. You're talking about an hour's worth of moving junk. So I think that helps you be a little more selective at the spots you do decide to set up on.
I tend to agree on that. When you guys bank fishing a lot, you guys learn to read that. Learn to read the current seams. Learn to see stuff that's, maybe somebody that is predominantly a boat fisherman and bank fishes occasionally, kind of like myself. I'm pretty reliant on my electronics. I'm on my charts and everything else. And,
right. Just learn to read the water, like you said.
And go. So.
Yeah, when you're on the bank, you don't know what's out there, so you got to learn to, like you said, when you see that boil, there's a rise down there. Or when you see there's a seam, there's something underwater. Yeah.
Creole says it's tough to get an old bank angler to move in the boat.
Yeah, it's hard to get me to move in the boat when I get comfy. And I just seen that D had gifted some memberships there.
Yeah, D handed out 5 memberships a little while ago.
I seen that, but then I clicked on it and it was gone. So I didn't know what that meant. I've not seen that before. I've heard about it, but that's very sweet of whatever she just did.
Let's see here.
So, like you said, go ahead.
Okay.
I was just saying,
yeah. If you want to go ahead.
Been a combination of a lot of stuff with the getting river, water back in the river, and then learning my boat a little better and the electronic stuff a little better. And just this time of year, I love the colder water for blues. The fall, they're feeding heavy, getting ready for winter, and then I've always done pretty good over there, even off the bank in the colder water. And it just seems like that's, like I've heard you say, Chad, that's why you do the winter blues in the winter. That's why them big fish, that's when they're kind of excelling. They're still fat and sassy, I like winter fishing over here. I do.
Well, part of the winter blues tournament is, I hear so many people talking about season, oh, it's too cold. We don't fish in the wintertime. And I used to think the same thing until probably about a decade or so ago. Me and my buddy Bill started really trying to figure out the wintertime stuff. And yeah. I want to prove to people that and show people that you don't have to just sit at home in the wintertime. There's fish to be caught. There's some big fish that you can catch during the wintertime.
Absolutely. Yeah, people that don't fish in the winter, I think they're missing out on a lot of great fishing. I
do too.
Yep. And that's the time of year you can enjoy that. There is not very many pleasure boaters out there either. So
absolutely,
that's a blessing in itself. But Cody wants to know, Richard, what would you say your strong suit is when it comes to catfishing?
Stubbornness. Stubbornness. and the patience of Job. I will sit out there for as long as it takes. You know what I mean? And no, really, when I kind of put my mind to something, I want to do something, like I want to learn how to say drift fish or this and that. I don't stop until I feel like I'm comfortable doing it or good at it, you know. And that's kind of just what I'm doing now. I'm learning how to do a lot of stuff I've never done before, but I really want to do it, and I ain't going to quit until I'm good at it. You know?
That's the way to be.
So just getting out there, getting after it, and trying to practice a lot of patience is my strongest suit.
Matt says, why not ask Richard how he came to catch that beast?
We're getting there.
Yep.
Won't you tell Matt this ain't his show?
He's too big for me to tell him what to do.
So how did you come to catch that beast?
Okay. Great question, by the way, Chad.
Thank you. I've been thinking about it for a while.
Yeah. Well, we had a plan that morning. We went over to the little dam trying to catch some bait. And, of course, I tore my cast net up right off the bat and kind of screwed the pooch on getting bait. Luckily, Danny was over there, and he had caught some shad and shared the shad with us. But he asked, what's the game plan for today? Well, I was going to go first to that spot where I caught that fish. That's where I wanted to start, then hop back below that wing dam where I got the 55, and then, get closer to the boat ramp as, not got closer. But, of course, like always, we was running late and had like 5 minutes to spare, so we just jumped in behind the dike first and milled around there for about 2.5 hours and didn't get so much as a bite. And then went up to that spot. But anyway, we went along through there marking just on the slack side of a current seam. And we just kind of scanning. And we seen this little brush pile. I guess it was a few limbs or something. And I had to kind of do a double take and got Matt to look at it too. And I was like, dude, look at that mark. It was just this enormous mark on the screen. I've never seen a mark that big. And so said something to Creole, and he's like, man, when you get in that current where you can't really spot lock and stay straight, get right on top of them. And just spot lock right on top of them. Well, I did. And I dropped that bait down, and I guess I dropped it right on his nose because it wasn't about 3 minutes after that sinker hit the bottom. Actually, right at the time, Jerry had just hooked up, and he was hauling fish on, and I'm sitting up there watching him going all right. And I turned around and looked, and that Hellcat was sticking straight out. Well, it was 3/4 in the water and just burning drag off the reel.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's medium light Hellcat, and he had probably a good 5 eyes in the water. And I was
medium light?
Uh-oh. What now, And I picked it up, and I bet you he pulled, and I'm not exaggerating, probably 50 yards of drag, never stopped. And there wasn't nothing I could do with him. Yeah. But, yeah, we actually marked that fish and seen that fish on the screen, spot locked on it. I dropped it right on his head.
Oh,
that was pretty cool. That's the first time I'd ever done that, too, actually seen the fish, that I caught. I've heard people doing that, but I've never done it before.
Any tips on how to get out on the kayak in the middle of winter and not freeze to death? You are asking the wrong person. Me, put the kayak up and get in the boat.
Yeah, that's why I told him. I said, keep it in the garage till the water gets warm.
Yeah, there.
I see. You can get in and out of it all you want in that garage, and you're going to stay dry.
I've never been in a kayak. I'm sure I'd flip the first 2 or 3 times I tried.
I haven't flipped mine. I thought I was going to, but I have never flipped it. I've gotten nervous in it.
Yeah.
I want to see Danny Stone out there on a kayak with the only rod is Black Betty.
Betty and the kayak would be hilarious.
That'd be awesome.
There's Ray Smith, Catfish Weekly member for 21 months. Saying hi to everybody.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you.
Here.
Dieter. So that fish was not caught on chicken, correct?
No, it wasn't. He was caught on shad. He was caught on actually about a 3.5, 4-inch thread fin cut in half. So it was just a little bitty chunk of thread fin shad on a 9/0 hook. I was trying to go sparing with my bait because, like I said, we didn't catch but 1 or 2, and then Danny gave me 4 or 5. And so I was trying to make him stretch.
Keith, you know he's just trying to suck up so that he can get into CatCon, right?
Well, I'm hoping that this time at the end of next week, I'll get a message saying that I've been reinstated and allowed back into CatCon.
Are you still blackballed, Ted?
He's
Yeah.
banned.
Apparently,
banned.
Keith has a little bit of pull in this community.
You get timed out in the middle of a live show. And then you wonder why you get banned.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing is all I got to tell Keith. Fish on Luke, what's going on? Where's Dad? Dad is watching.
What's up, Luke?
Dad has had a death in the family this morning and will not be joining us tonight. So keep him in your thoughts. Look, he's respected right now, is all I got to say. Cheddar. Yeah, I can tell you that I don't want to go to CatCon that bad. I'll sit out in the parking lot. It's free. Nobody can keep me off the premises. What's up?
Oh, wow.
Anyway, what questions do you guys have for the great Mississippi River Slayer?
The River Rat.
The number one River Rat.
River Rat.
Y'all gonna make me turn red over here very quick.
Bus driver.
Now. Don't get me on. Don't get me on Creole's bad side now. Hey, they ain't one Mississippi bus driver.
Before the show, we had to call you the bus driver, so I did.
Yeah.
Don't listen to him,
Jerry. He's like the Tesla of on the Mississippi.
The Tesla.
Now. Yeah. Richard.
Yeah, I
Tesla.
might be the Mississippi Tesla.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So this is a good question by Kevin. Kevin don't always ask the best questions, but this is a good one. Not that I'm giving him grief for other things he said about me, but does this now make Richard the best angler on the Mississippi?
Absolutely not. This makes Richard a very, very lucky angler on the Mississippi.
No. Wait, you do now have, if I'm not mistaken, do you have the biggest of the Mississippi River Rats? I know Jerry's got some 80s.
Nope. Jerry's got me beat. Jerry's got a 92.
Nah.
No, and I'm gonna say it's a 92 or 96 is Jerry's biggest, and he's caught a bunch of 80s.
Any of you there?
Yeah, Jerry's in chat. Jerry, give us that number so we know what to call Richard.
Yeah, but I can't look. I can't trust Jerry.
I want to say it's 92, but he's caught multiple 80s. And yesterday, right before I caught that 88, Jerry caught a 72 on the live stream. And what did Gabe catch? It was a 48 or a 58?
48.
I think he caught a 58. Yeah, and then he caught a 30 right before a 38 before the stream.
I was in there for a little bit, and then I took a nap.
That's right, Danny. You get him.
Matt says it's 96. So
okay,
Jerry had
Parker,
a 72.
Yeah,
there it is. 93, 88, and 85.
See,
there we go.
But was any of it really there to see it?
I was looking for a picture a second ago.
I was looking for a picture just a second ago. Did I click on something else? I was looking for a picture of how Jerry Parker weighed. I forgot we're on the wrong channel.
42.2 and a 38.6.
Yeah, there you go. 49, 42, and 38. Man, they was on fire yesterday. I think they caught 9 fish. For a while, it was back to back. We could have just left it on solo screen because by the time he'd get one in and start to unhook it, he'd be like, "Uh-oh, here we go. Another one would go down."
Oh, man.
Him and Gabe was killing it yesterday.
Tell you what, if it wasn't for that wind, I think the next couple of days would be dynamite out there. But that wind's going to make it bad.
Yeah, I was actually considering taking off Wednesday here, but it's going to be 68, and I've seen the wind, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, they're calling for 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
Yeah, I'm good. You guys can keep that down there.
I said, I think I'll pass.
Yeah, it's going to be 20 and 30 all day for the next 2 days with 50-mile-an-hour gusts. It's going to be rough.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be. It'd be dangerous to be out on the water.
Oh yeah, ain't no way. If it's much over 15, I ain't going out there on the river anyway. Especially if it starts stacking up against the current, white capping and stuff.
Oh man, it's gonna make some huge waves out there.
For sure.
So now Richard is the best angler on the Mississippi and also has the best beard.
Did you notice?
Well, now I ain't gonna argue there.
You notice that Mark just called Parker a slob. He said the fish was a slob too.
That's pretty funny.
Now, Jerry did catch a toad yesterday. 72, 73. It was a big old fish.
Of all days,
he consistently catches more big fish than anybody I ever seen, man. He's the only guy I know who ever caught back-to-back 80s, like in the same video. 20 minutes apart. That's amazing. He's got some big fish spots for sure.
You need to hire a diver like he does. Get somebody to go down there and put those fish on the hook for you.
I think part of the reason Parker is so good is the fish they're scared of him because they think he's that sniper, Chris Kyle.
Oh.
Now everybody's going to go back and look at Jerry Parker and be like, "Oh my God, he does look like Chris Kyle." So, do you think?
I've never seen it until you just said that. Kind of.
Do you think, for Solo Texan Adventures, Matt was your lucky charm?
That might have been it right there. I was so glad Matt was with me. We've been talking for a long time about him coming up and fishing with us. We're trying to plan some overnight stuff and 2-3 day trips, but this was kind of spur of the moment. He just like, "Hey man, what are you doing this weekend? Let's go fishing." So he drove up yesterday morning. It's like 2.5 hours for him, but he drove up and he went out and did the show with us, and me and him had a great time. And I would have had a great time whether I caught anything or not, but I'm sure glad he was with me when I caught that old big thing because I couldn't have lifted it by myself. And Matt's a big old boy. I don't know if you ever seen him in person, but yeah, he's a monster, man. So he netted that thing and helped me lift it up. And he may have been my lucky charm.
Remember, he backed out when he found out that Josh and I were coming to Baldwin.
Yep, he did, didn't he?
He did. So Carolina Catfish asked, "What hooks you were using?"
Using River Cat tackle hook. Actually got the 9/0 right there from River Cat's tackle. They're just a circle hook, and man, they're bad to the bone. They're stout and sharp.
The River Rat.
I've been using actually all them fish I've caught in the last month or two has been on them hooks, and I really like them.
River Cat tackle.
River Cat tackle. Yep.
Where can you get those? Do they have a website or are they on Facebook or?
Facebook. You can get a hold of them on Facebook. They got a site on there, and yeah, they make awesome hooks.
May have to check those out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a blast, Richard.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Do it again.
I'm ready. We talked the other day.
Parker messaged me like, give me details.
I was really wanting Matt to get on one yesterday since he drove all the way up and everything, but we'll get his next time. We're already planning another trip. It gets a little warmer. We're going to try to do some all river rats. Minus Creole. 3/4 of the river rats is going to try to get together, and Matt's going to get with us and do some overnight stuff out on bank fishing on the Mississippi. And man, there's a lot of some cooking and all kinds of stuff going on. That's kind of in the works right now.
What's that, Chad?
Oh, yours is coming.
Did you get an invite, Josh?
Yes, I did.
So you got on the list of people he calls for advice.
I'm an A-lister. I'm an A-lister.
I got nothing.
Well, you and D, y'all come over and you can just come out there and fish all night with us too. What do you say? Say, I'm gonna put you on the spot now. You want to go?
Oh, now you're throwing D into the mix. Now D got an invite before me.
Yeah.
Mark's posted the link to River Cat Tackle in the.
Thank you, Mark.
Chat there. Everybody go check that out. See, Chad.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny.
Hey, I got to tell every one of you all, every one of you all. I'm a river rat too, because without my water, your river would be little to nothing. You wouldn't even been had a puddle to
I don't
jump
know. My
in.
Mississippi spots are all upstream of the confluence, so
I'm just going to let you know you wouldn't have had a puddle to jump in if we hadn't sent you a little bit of water over the summer. That's all I got to say.
Well, I've heard Danny say before, the Ohio is what makes the Mississippi so muddy. Y'all washing all your dirt down here in our river.
no, it
Thank
is
you,
true.
Lance.
There is some truth.
Send me the link for that so I have it later because I'll forget. What was you saying? I'm sorry. It was all about me there for a minute.
I wasn't saying nothing. Nothing important. Something about that dirty Ohio muddying up our river.
Do I have to remind you? You wouldn't have a third of the water you had without.
I'll let you go a little. I'll let you go a little way, but if you start messing with my beloved Ohio River, I might have to kick you off here. So.
That's what I had it triggered. I had it on the remove button, but I can't do it. We're trying to make Dad proud.
Don't forget, I'm an hour from the Ohio. I'm an hour from the Mississippi, so I'm pretty much an hour from.
I never have fished the Ohio. I've never been on it.
It's fun. Come up here. We'll do it.
I'd like to. I'd really like to. I'd like to fish right up there by the confluence. I was talking to Cody the other day about him and Larry maybe making a trip up and me hopping in with them and going up and fishing up around that area.
I think that would be a great area to fish. Yeah, I think the confluence, that'd be a great area to fish all through there.
Confluence is a very fun place to fish. You want to see some good fish that come out of there, look up Terry Rogers.
Yeah.
Terry Rogers guides down that way, catches some amazing fish down there.
Yeah. Is Terry the guy you made the video with, Josh?
Uh-huh. Yep, he's the one that taught me to spin drift.
Okay. Yeah, I watched that video just here a week or so ago.
And then he and I fished a tournament together the day that I had to go get stitched. I got stitched all up over the eye and went and finished that tournament that same day. So, Mark, I think it's too late for that. I think it already has, from what I was reading today. So
yeah, from what I understand, and I don't know how far it's made it, but there are tons and tons of different chemical, couple different kinds of glycol, petroleum, polyvinyl, polyurethane.
It's basically another.
There's a lot of stuff that's leaked in. They've already, and again, this is through reports of what I'm hearing is there are already fish up towards like the West Virginia, Pittsburgh, through that region that are floating. So we'll see how bad it impacts.
Brian,
heard they're keeping it.
Yeah, there was a train derailment and a chemical spill there in East Palestine, Ohio, near Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you can Google it. They've got all stuck kind of the stories on the actual derailment and explosion, but the other stuff they've not really said a whole lot. Yeah, from what I've read, I haven't dug too deep.
Get on and look at some of TikTok has had a few people driving through that area, taking videos of it and showing the waters and everything, and it's not good. So anytime you dump chemicals in the waterways, it's not going to be good. So
yeah, so that I would say within a few days that'll be flowing through my area, and then within a couple days later than that, it'll be down in your guys' area, going into the Mississippi. Because I hate that. Let's face it, there's no way to stop it once it got in there.
No, it will go. Just it takes time and lots of water. It will dilute it, but
exactly. So the effects of seeing what it'll do as further it gets down, we'll see. But I will not be now eating.
A heck of a musician. I want to know the story behind that.
Yeah, let's hear some music.
Oh, you want to hear? I can't carry a tune in a bucket.
Well, I can carry a tune. You and Josh can sit. You guys can play. I'll play that song you wrote. You don't want me to sing that song you wrote? I'm a fisherman.
Let's hear it.
You don't remember I'm a fisherman?
You
can only fish as good as Chad can. I'm a fisherman. Okay. I mean, I can get down.
Bell now. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I used to play some music back in the day. I've done a little bit of everything. I played guitar in a alternative rock band. I've played lead guitar in a death metal band. I played bass at church, and I played mandolin in a bluegrass group.
That is a very wild mix of music right there.
That's what I'm thinking. You like cover just about every genre there.
Yeah, I got all my bases covered when it comes to music. I've always loved music and like to play anywhere anybody let me. I don't play too much anymore, man. I've gotten just pretty well hooked on these Catfish, and shoot, I sold most of my instruments and everything to buy stuff for the boat. I'm kind of hooked on these Catfish now.
JG Studio said, Richard, send me a song or two, and I will put the drums to it. You guys can come up with a new theme song to either Catfish Weekly or the Bait Shop.
Yeah, there we go. You got to sing it though, Chad. I seriously can't sing. I can play anything, but I can't.
Telling everybody, and I don't really sing in front of people because
they call Willie the redheaded, or what was it, the redheaded stranger? We can call Chad redheaded. Never mind. You missed me last week, and you know it.
I need your supervisor's number because you need to do some extra overtime again.
I'm done with that for the year.
Not if I can help it, you jerk.
I've got one more to do sometime in October, but for now, I am done.
To Mr. Richard, Stephanie, who changed her name and is trying to throw us off still. When are we going to start getting to see more Stephanie out on the boat? Or is that not something she's into yet?
Well, that's a great question. I've been asking her to sing. She's went out with me. She's went out with me several times this year already, two, 3 times. But I don't know, just like yesterday, Matt was coming up and she said, "Why don't y'all just go, kind of have a boys' day and hang out and everything." But I'm hoping to get her back out there and get her on some of those big blue cats, because I know if she ever hooks into one 30 or 40, she's going to be like me. She's going to have it bad and be wanting to go all the time. But last year, man, we hit it hard last year. She was with me. We fished probably 2-3 days a week sometimes. We'd go in the evenings after work and both days on the weekends. And she got to working 7 days a week in the fall time, and now it's winter, so hopefully spring she'll get back out in the boat. And I think me and her's gonna do a little crappie fishing this weekend, but hopefully she'll get back out on the river and get in them catfish with me.
I got you, Keith. I got you.
You reading that? You didn't even have to say it. She's seen it on TV. Creole, you fixed to make the hit list too, bud. Jerry's already done for her. Jerry's a goner.
Oh, Jerry ain't far from her. Keith, I need to get Christina in too, so I figured I'd just remove him, and that'll be worth 2 tickets, right? All right, you can come back, but you have to.
I was wondering. I didn't know if you were trying to get Christina in, or if you were trying to get for Keith to pay for your room, or what.
Oh, I kicked you out that way. I can maybe get Christina in there too. Yep. See, there we go.
All righty,
man. So, what's on the plans for this year, Richard?
I've got several things in the works. Like I said, I've been trying to do a lot of different techniques, and since I'm a little mobile now, I'm in the boat and I'm getting my spot locking down and all that good stuff. And drifting, I've just started kind of fooling with drifting. I want to kind of get good at that. And my next biggest thing that I'm really excited about this year is I'm going to start bumping. And I've already got me I've got all my braid and all that stuff I need and all my stuff for my rigs. I bought me an Akuma convector. And I got me a pretty special rod coming. A fellow that I know just had a couple nice bumping rods made for him. Made a deal. He said he's going to have one that he ain't going to be needing no more. So if I'd pay shipping, so he's going to send me his B&M bumping rod. So I'm pretty excited about that. And in the meantime, while I'm just out here playing around with it and getting used to it, I've bought me an Uncle Lou's bumping rod. And I'm thinking I'm really going to like that. I've been watching guys like Greenwell and Bobcat and you, Josh, and Jeremy especially. Man, they make it look like a ball. Not only you're covering a lot of ground, and I just like the technique. That takedown, man. When I hear Bob hook up and he's like, "Oh Lord," and it's about to take it out of his hands, yeah, I want to get on some of that. That looks like.
Can you do your Bobcat impression again?
Yeah, I like the Bobcat impression. You gotta do that again.
Yeah, it's always there's a big grunt and then a "Oh Lord."
We gotta give Bobcat a hard time, but you know what? He won the Whisker Bowl this weekend too. So
and the Winter Blues.
Bob's a heck of a good guy and a great fisherman. I like Bob a lot. He's even offered. He told me to come out there to Tennessee, and he said he'd take me out on his boat and show me how to bump and get some practice and help me get started. So I may do that this spring or whatever's good for him. And
that's really nice.
I'd love to go over there and get with Bob. And I'm hoping though. Well, who is it? That weekend angler guy does a lot of bumping here pretty close to me. I'm hoping he might let me go out with him one time this year.
Come on down. You get that water warmed up, it'd be time to do it. So, yeah,
I was talking to Jeremy about it the other day, and anything over about 50 is what you're looking for, I think, to start bumping.
Yeah, once that water gets back up over 50, we'll be good.
Okay. And then Uncle Lou, too, I've messaging him back and forth the other night. He's giving me a lot of good pointers and stuff to kind of look out for and stuff I'd never thought of. So I got a pretty good knowledge now of it. I just got to put it into practice. Just get some time under my belt,
Well, I think you'll fall in love with that Uncle Lou bumping rod, from what I hear. So
yeah, I think sweet.
That'll be your go-to.
Well, I'm pretty excited to get started.
I'm jealous. I don't have one of those in my collection, so
no, I don't have one of those.
But one of these days, I am going to learn to bump.
Yeah.
Did you not fish your bumping tournament last year? Wow, I thought you did.
No way I could host that one. I mean, it's hard enough to host the ones that I have and fish them. So.
Oh yeah, that would be almost.
It'd be almost impossible.
Yeah, I have learned that it's much easier to. Even the couples one I had to have help with, so. But it's way easier just to host and let everybody else enjoy it. It just sucks to not be a part of it and out there fishing. So, but the Winter Blues is kind of nice the last 2 years. This year wouldn't have been so bad because it wasn't really that cold. But the last 2 years, I really, really enjoyed sitting here watching you all out in the cold. And I wasn't.
People losing toes and frostbite.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, I can't give Chad too big a hard time on his tournaments. I've had had people get hurt on mine and everything else. You feel bad, you feel horrible. So
you do. It's part of the game, though. Do you sign up for?
Yeah.
There's always a chance. But I also like to make tournaments difficult. So
that's another thing I kind of want to do this year as well. Is you're doing your Winter Blues tournament, man. That was just so much fun. All the people on the screen were just good people that I know, and I've kind of got to know in chats and everything, and getting to kind of fish with them and against them, but with them. That was a lot of fun. I'd like to do a couple more tournaments this year. Last year, I never really got into it because most of the time I was stuck on the bank, and I just didn't feel like I could really compete, And I'd like to this year. I'd like to get in on a few more of those.
Now that you're wearing the crown of the King of the Mississippi, you feel invincible. You're like, Bobcat, I'm coming for you.
I don't know about that. Bob catches some toads, man.
That he does.
And a lot of them.
I haven't seen Bobcat with an 88 in his.
I haven't seen Bobcat with a 90 yet this year. So
yeah, 90. I've seen him put some good fish, but. And
I'm telling you, we talk about it all the time. Me and Jerry, Danny, them somebody this year, it may not be our group, but I'd like to think it's in our river rat group, but somebody in our extended family on YouTube is going to catch a triple digit. It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Josh, and watch. When it happens and it's me on the Ohio, all of a sudden, here comes Parker and Danny and Creole and Richard. We want you to be part of our river rat team.
You won't be able to swing a stick along the bank of the Ohio River and not get Black Betty. So,
Chad, as much as I'd love it to be one of the river rats, I would absolutely love to see you catch a triple digit fish. I really would.
I would
love to see Dean catch that triple digit.
Yeah.
Do what? What'd you say?
I would love to see Dean catch that triple digit.
Oh, I wouldn't know what to do catching one up here. Because I would never expect it up here where I'm at. So, I mean, even with the ones that J-Dog has caught and J-Dog and Tara the last year and a half, that kind of fish up here is rare, very rare. So,
I'll tell you what, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that one yesterday. I was thinking, 30s, 40s, maybe if we'll get lucky and get into a couple 30s or 40s. I didn't see that coming, and it shocked me, man. When he finally broke the surface, I knew he was a pretty good fish when he first hit it. The way he was just peel and drag, but I didn't want to get excited and be that guy. Oh my God, he's a big fish, and he ended up just being like a 20 or 30 in the fast current because that current will fool you. Josh knows how it goes, but
you're not wrong.
When he finally
when
he finally broke the surface, I didn't know what to say for a second. It looked like a daggone submarine coming up behind the boat, and I was just yelling, "Matt, get him!" I was freaking out. And the first thing I said is, "This got to be 100 pounds. This got to be a 100-pound fish. This is the biggest fish I ever seen in my life." And he wasn't far off. Off.
I saw Jerry Parker's post, and I was like, "What?" And I had just woke up, and I don't know if he changed it or if my eyes had just not woken up, and I seen 83. And I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I messaged you. I said 83. And as soon as I sent you that message, I'm on the show scrolling through trying to figure out where you caught this fish.
Somewhere around the 2 hour 40-minute mark.
Yeah, 2 hours 42 minutes. I think is what it is.
I'm gonna have to go find it. Like I said, I was working on that old truck yesterday, and I'd been better off to sit in front of the computer and watch somebody fish. I'd been a much happier person. So,
yeah, I'm telling you, it caught me off guard, and not only is it, it was just a great fish, but it's almost like, Chad, I know you're a deer hunter, Josh. You've hunted some. You ever killed a really big buck and you get that buck fever, they call it? You daggum shaking and all.
Yeah,
dude, this was the closest thing I've had to killing a big buck. I mean, I was jittery and my adrenaline was up, and I didn't know what to say for a second. I was just like, "Did that just happen?"
Yeah, that adrenaline rush is awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
That rush was awesome, man.
But yeah, it's 2 hours and 42 minutes on the River Rats show this past weekend. So if you guys want to go check that out, it is a beast. But yeah, he did get really excited. He said, "That's 100. I think this is 100, boys."
I did. I do it. I just knew it was going to be 100 pounds.
I was like, "This is awesome." I hate that I missed it. Like I said, we actually went to the store, and I was watching it on our way back, and then I got home and I took a nap, and I got up later on, and it's funny because normally I don't really get on Facebook a whole lot anymore, and I just happened to get on a freaking Jerry Parker post right in my face. Knowing about how great it was. I was like, "Got it." What are you gonna do?
Yeah, yesterday was a killer show. What was it? So when Matt sent me the picture of Richard's fish, I told my wife to look. He just caught an 88 Toyota. And I really like the part I like too is this guy right here. He's back there, and he's like, "I can see him from where I'm at." That fish got that pole bent like crazy or something. I don't remember. I can't talk like Danny. Yeah, we was only about 70, 80 yards apart. It was kind of funny when we was spot locked when I hooked him, and then in some of the chaos, I'm not sure. I think I leaned over and I had my remote on my belt loop. I think I hit my spot lock button. I didn't realize we had started drifting, and we're weighing the fish and doing all this. Next thing I know, I'm hearing Danny like really close to me. And I turn around and I'm like 40 yards from Danny, and he's like, "Boy, I'm about to spit on you if you don't get out of my lines." And we had drifted back, and I was fixing to start drifting right into his lines.
He had to be pacing the whole time you were hooked up. Just pacing back and forth.
I heard him a couple times. Don't lose it. Yeah, he could actually see the fish flopping from on the bank where he was at.
That is awesome. You guys have done great with the River Rats. I mean, it is always a good show.
Well, thank you. Sure appreciate it. Yeah, we enjoyed
great personality
doing it. Yeah, them three's good bunch of guys, and we have that Josh guy on there occasionally. He comes to visit. He's all right too.
Yeah, like a bad penny, I turn up every once in a while.
Yeah, and I always like it when you come on there with us. So we should come on there more often with us.
Josh is so great.
Matt said he sent us a warning shot with Black Betty.
Right. He did. Yeah.
You're all lucky when you about went into his lines, he didn't reach out and smack you all with Black Betty.
Yeah, we didn't get into him. He did. He swung Black Betty out there, and it probably didn't land 10 yards from the boat.
Well, he can cast a mile with her anyway, so.
Excuse me.
That's a fact.
All right. Well, Richard, any final closing words of wisdom as leader of the River Rats?
No words of wisdom. Just thanks everybody that showed a lot of awesome support. All the congratulations I got, and on Facebook and all the comments on YouTube and everything. I really appreciate it. It means a lot, and I'm just glad that all you guys got to share it with me. And thank y'all for having me on here and get to talk about it. It may well be a fish of a lifetime, and I'm glad I got to share it with all you guys. And thanks everybody. Appreciate it.
Good. I think there's more to come from Richard with fish of a lifetime, but I think the more you learn and the more that you continue to learn your waters and get out there and do it, you're going to be really, really one to watch. So if you haven't checked out Richard, you can go over to his channel, Fishing and Freedom, and give him a sub and check him out and watch the River Rats. They go live just about every weekend. I think they're live. They don't think they've really missed, but they do rotate from channel to channel between Richard's, Creole's, Danny's, Parker's. So they kind of got a cool thing where they share the love, but they're always there for each other. So it's a nice little brotherhood they got there.
For sure.
All right. Josh, any closing words from you, sir?
We were talking about something earlier. I don't want to give everything away yet, but there's something in the works for Catfish Weekly. I think y'all are going to like it, and probably look for in the next week or so. Look for an announcement video coming out to tell how it's going to work, and then be ready to participate. Is all I can say. So,
yes, sir. Sorry, my mommy texted me. Oh, yep. If anybody didn't know, Mark from Catfish and Crappie is on at 9 p.m. Eastern, right after us. So go over and check him out.
So check Mark out. Give him a like. Give him a hard time too while you're there. So
definitely make sure you give him some grief in chat.
Yeah, he needs it.
All right. Until next week, we will see you guys throughout all the rest of the shows, but hopefully you will go over and check out Mark. But even more importantly than Mark, because it's about me, come over to the bake shop on Thursday night. We are at 8 p.m. Eastern over on Fields to Water, followed by Panfish Nation. Have a good week.
See y'all.
God bless.